Hello everyone, SirMonkeySuit Zappy here, back again with Hunter x Hunter. We're on episode 80, and yes, my hair is still in the Ash Ketchum phase right now because I haven't had time to fucking do it up after I had a shower, so deal with it. Anyway, episode 80. Okay, so, in the last episode, we made it to the NGL with our group. Some of them can't go in because they have, I don't know if whatever her name is has fake tits or whatever. Monta, right? I think that's a... Some of them weren't allowed in because of some of the unnatural things that they have inside their body that can't be removed, therefore they're not allowed in. So we have Kite, Gun, Kilowatt in there, and then there's the guy with the afro, and then the weird young one that's like got like a weird bowl cut kind of thing. I don't know. I don't know which one that is. I don't have all these names for all these people, but yeah, so they're in there. We've also got the Pockle and Ponzo group who's also there, and apparently there's other groups that have turned up as well because they've heard this sort of distress thing going out. I don't know. So they're all looking for these big bug creatures that are apparently roaming around. We've got a weird koala bear going around that's leaking water out of people. We've got a guy called Yunju who's a centaur, who's one of the chimera ants, with two others that has found the drug lair thing, so yeah, I think Gyro's probably going to come out to play this episode, and we're going to see what he can do, if anything at all. And yeah, I don't think there's anything else to really talk about. So yeah, we're just going to get in episode 80 and see what we get. So without further ado, let's go. The kill Ponzu. What was I saying? What was the one thing I was fucking saying? Fuck's sake, man. At least she didn't. I guess at least she didn't fucking suffer. At least the one bullet took her out immediately. But come on, like. Right. This is it, Gun, right? I will not allow you to let any of these fuckers escape, right? You need to kill every single last one. I don't want any of this, oh, but I'm gonna keep you alive because I'm a good guy and the protagonist. No, ain't gonna happen. I want you to fucking obliterate every single one of these knobheads. Fucking hell. I wasn't sure if they were going to be able to acquire aura, but it seems as though if they were to devour somebody who already knew Nen, that it would be ingrained in their sort of DNA that they would be able to do it. So, but it seems like that would be the only way. Like they wouldn't be able to. Like, they would have to train like any other person if they were to just eat, like, you know, and like somebody who like a human who had aura but didn't know Nen beforehand, right? So yeah, I mean, I'm almost tempted to say that I don't think Puckle's going to make it then, because I feel like at some point there has to be. You know, there has to be I feel like just for the almost like for the sake of the story that there would have to be one that was able to use Nen, you know. But I just can't get over it. Can't get over it, man. Why? Why? You know what I found? You know what I'm thinking as well. I know that the intro, like the intro song is sort of like, you know, they don't change the intro song, and they haven't. So I think it probably would be a bit weird for it to change it now. But I'm just thinking like it's too much of a it's too much of a fucking happy-go-lucky song for what's happening right now. Like the the feeling is completely off. You know what I mean? I go into the episode and I'm like, oh yeah, happy song. So you know what I mean? Like my emotional level is not, it's not on the right level of what it should be considering what is going on in the episodes. There's going to be more that this happens. That's going to happen with Gyro as well. They did not just like do like a whole 10-minute friggin' backstory thing just to have him like not even be there anymore. I mean, I guess it was the whole thing. It was what leading up to the revelation that he founded the NGL, which I actually called. I was wondering if it was like there had to have been a governing body, and I was talking about it, and that unless it was Gyro himself. I just feel like there has to be more with him though, because that whole fucking, otherwise that was just a waste of 10 minutes, really, right? Although I do kind of like the sort of there's not really imagery as of yet, but I kind of like the idea of, well, here's the thing, unless Gyro was the one that was firing the gun, it's just the time skips that like I struggle with, of like how much time has elapsed since a certain moment, because it obviously doesn't tell you. So unless that was the guy that was firing the gun, and that was Gyro, because he said that he liked hunting so much, but it was saying that Gyro wanted to sort of fuck over humanity and stuff because he was a monster. So what I'm talking about is I like the imagery of like, I like it being the case that he never thought he was human. He always thought he was a monster, and now he like actually is, you know. And it's almost like he's found his calling in a way. Yeah. And then we had Colt, who was mentioning Rhaena, who is his sister. I'm sure it was, which means that there is some underlying thing there. The question that I do have though is that the sister was eaten as well. So where did that one go into? Because I was thinking like, well, if Colt can like remember it and it's very subconscious, but it comes out, like, could there be a point like, if there was another one that was Rhaena? You know, one of the Chimera ants was Rhaena, and then like they came together and sort of figured something out, and then maybe that's like that adds into this whole revolt thing that's coming. I feel like there is going to be one that come, like there's going to be two. Like, I feel like there's going to be a split, and you're going to have people going to the other side who don't want to be like, you know, work under somebody else. So there'll almost be like a resistance group that goes out of the Chimera ants, so they take one group, and then I feel like that's something that would probably happen, because they've already seeded it, and they keep seeding it with other characters because they are getting, you know. Although I feel like Colt wouldn't, because it was almost just an offhanded comment, really, because beforehand it was all like, I'll protect Rhaena, I'll protect Rhaena, I'll protect my sister. So when he's coming out and he's saying, I'll protect the queen, I'll protect the, and then it's I'll protect Rhaena, it kind of just comes out of like nowhere. Like, it was just like, it was deeply seated in his mind, and it just happened to come out because it, you know. Can't get over the fucking poor Ponzu, man. Would it have just been so much, like, could we not have just let her get out and then we'd just never see her again? And it's like, well, she just, you know, I'm so pissed off about what happened to her character. Because if there's one thing that I don't like when characters are just used as tools and that's it. Like, that's what she was used as. She was used as a tool every time she was on screen. Like, any time she was in the story. Like, if it was in the Hunter exam arc, right? She was used to get Leorio his tag, right? And the situation that they were put in, right? It was an easy tag for Leorio to get so he could go through with the other three, right? With Gon, Killua, and Kurapika. And then when she eventually came back for the second Hunter exam, she was used as a tool then because Killua just came in, and that's a backfiring of a car, if you heard that. She was used as a tool then because Killua just took them all out, right? So there's another one. And then in this one, she's just used as a tool to get a message so that Gon, Killua, and Kite can go try and save Pockle. Like, she never had a fucking chance to, like, do anything, like, you know? I just feel like there was better potential there for her character that never came. And it just pisses me off. So annoying, man. I can't believe that guy fucking lost his head and he was talking, and it was like a weird comedic moment where the head is screaming. Fucking hell. I don't know exactly what each of the... I like the idea of Pockle's arrows, though. I imagine he's got rainbow arrows. And each one does something different, I'd imagine. I imagine the red one's just straight up power. Or something like damage. The orange one's the fastest. I imagine green's like got some sort of poison... like... thing with it, maybe. Honestly, I hope he's not dead because of that. No, I mean, I hope he's not dead, like, regardless, you know what I mean? Because he's a character that we actually know. I mean, I guess it could be a case if he ends up getting eaten, that maybe the one that, you know, the Chimera ant that comes out of that is able to use Nen, but only the same stuff that Pockle would be, you know? Like I said, like, I feel like it's not something that, like, it's because there is, like, some semblance of what they were when they were, like, before they were eaten, that you would only get what is given from them. So they would have the rainbow arrows, for example, you know. The only thing I'm confused about is that some of the, like, the ones that aren't grunts, they called them grunts, like the ones that, like, can barely speak and, like, they're very, like, they've got, like, this their own language, like, thing they've got going on. They just make noises to communicate. Apparently, like, their form of life is not, like, advanced enough, you know what I mean, to where they can see aura. But the ones that aren't even squadron leaders, but like they can, the ones that can, like, talk, like, well, I guess in this it's, you know, Japanese, English, the actual language, they can see aura. But how? I guess the whole thing with, like, the emitter, like, things that you use with Nen is stuff that can be seen, but you have to have Gyo, though, right? Unless it's conjured, and he's not conjured. Pockle's not a conjurer, though. That was straight up Nen. That's why there wasn't an arrow left embedded in the skulls of those that died. So it's so how then? Because I don't think they've already eaten people that know Nen. Because I feel like just the way the story was, I feel like the focus was on Pockle being the first one, possibly to be eaten, that actually has any form of Nen. You know, like, he's able to to use that. So I feel like they haven't eaten anybody that's that knows Nen yet. So how can they see the aura then? How? Or was that? I know when it was showing the aura around Pockle, that could just be a visual thing. Like that could just be the weird spider guy basically like explaining how this must be what it is, but he's not actually seeing the aura around him. But he could clearly see the arrow, but that's still aura though. And how could he see that? I'm trying to think like what other types of Nen would be seen, because I feel like Killua's lightning probably would, right? And obviously he's not Kundra, so I guess there is some types of like Nen that can be seen. I suppose if he is an emitter, maybe that maybe emitted Nen would be seen, right? But then you've got the likes of Hisoka's bungee gum that is, I mean he's a transmuter as well, like Killua is. But his bungee gum can't be seen unless you're using Gyo. So, I don't... you know what I mean? Like, I want to know what establishes a type of Nen to be able to be seen by people that aren't even using Gyo or even have any Nen experience. You know? Like, I want... There's still questions about Nen that is like... I know it's incredibly expansive, so there's like a lot of different reasons as probably to why, but I just want to know. I want to know because then... I'll know. It'll be nice. It'll be nice to know. But yeah, I mean that's all I've got. My day's ruined again. It was with the kids and now Ponzu. For fuck's sake, I enjoy the show, but fucking hell, if it was going to be this bad, could it not just been this bad from the start? Like this dark. Fucking hell. I'm so sorrowful and angry, and there's nothing I can do about it. Anyway, that's all I've got. So thank you everyone for watching. In the description below I've linked certain things. One of them is the Discord, so you can get yourself over there. And I also have a Patreon page as well. So if you do want to go support me on Patreon, that'd be very much appreciated. There is a bunch of different tiers and rewards depending on how much you want to support me with. So there's the early access tier, of course, $5 a month. Gives you access to shows a week early, and you get 4 episodes of Hunt x Hunt every week. That's 2 on Monday and 2 on Friday, as opposed to the usual 2 that the general public get. So by the time this episode comes out for the general public on YouTube, then you will probably have access to the rest of my reactions on Hunt x Hunter. All right, well, I'll be nearing the end anyway. So yeah, you can go enjoy that and binge them all in 1 month for just $5 a month. So it's a pretty good deal. There's also full-length tier there as well, although that doesn't really matter for this show because this is full-length anyway, but for other shows you will need that. And then there's other tiers there where you can pay to have a show reacted to. So if you want me to watch a certain show, then you can go have a look there and see what's up there. But that's all I've got. So thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.